Hello, Mercs of Mischief. Welcome to the very first session of Those Lost. I am Kai, your dungeon master, and a fun new face for your lovely channel with all these lovely familiar faces. So to start us off, we're just going to do some quick introductions, starting with Hi.
Take it away. I'm Arcady. You've absolutely seen me around here before. And tonight, though, I'm going to play a character named Pelle. My pronouns are she, her, and Pelle's pronouns are she, they.
Jade.
Hey, y'all. I'm Jade. It's been a while since I've been around here, but I've also been here before. My pronouns are she, they, and I'll be playing Kaja, who also uses the pronouns she, they.
Oh, great and benevolent Puck.
I am Gabbro Scoria. I am he, him. Also friend.
Saber.
Hey everybody, my name is Saber. My pronouns are they, them. And I am playing a character named Syphr, whose pronouns are they, he. He, they. He's figuring it out.
Good for him. Like many things. Oh, lovely horned one.
I'm Jonathan. I'm playing Bevan. I gotta fix my horns. Hey, you who have been here before, you know me. I'm pushing the button. So all the kind of screw ups that are happening right now, that's my fault. Got a whole new production setup this season, and so stick with me a little bit, but I think it's gonna be great. But I'm Jonathan, he, him. I'm playing Bevan. Bevan is a very good boy. Despite what the YouTube comments would say, he is not, he's not traumatized. He's fucking fine. Y'all need to, chill out.
Everyone's fine. And I will be Kai, your dungeon master. I use he, they, she pronouns, but when I'm playing every NPC under the sun, I will also be using he, they, or she as pronouns. But without much further ado, we're going to run right into our lovely 5e homebrew setting that I've been cooking up for a couple months now, called Hull and the Hollow. Welcome, everyone, to Of Those Lost. It is never sunny in the Kingdom of Hull. Long shadows, rolling gray clouds, and year-round showers are commonplace in Hull, thanks to its proximity to the neighboring region known only as the Hollow. Approximately 200 years ago, the land, now known as the Hollow, had a proud name. Approximately 200 years ago, summers were warmer and shadows less long in Hull. The Protectorate of Bolsenia was a flourishing magocracy, which had its sights on the achievement of the highest good. But the war changed all of that, sundering apart people's hearts and minds in the region and leaving nothing but the Hollow. The war that transformed the regions of Hull and the Hollow ended in catastrophe for one and glory for the other, as wars often do. Perhaps that's a story for another time. Now, the Hollow is known only as a region where the clouds never break, spirits never rest, and the night whispers back. The Kingdom of Hull teaches children from a young age that only the bold or the foolish dare enter there, and even fewer ever return to tell the tale. No one has heard from the fallen Protectorate since the final day of the war. Until now. Yesterday, before the watch wardens changed shifts from night to morning, near the riverside fishing village of Lorch, a confused stranger emerged from the Hollow, asking for directions to Tyrhaven, the capital seat of Hull. He was fortunate enough to avoid the grumpy Night's Watch and instead find a skilled guardian of nature, an explorer. The explorer and his companion agreed to accompany him to Tyrhaven, if for no other reason than to see what can come of those who walk out of darkness. It is now mid-afternoon, and they have journeyed from Lorch to Tyrhaven. The sun just peeks intermittently through the low gray clouds and catches the gilded flags and standards that decorate the great walls of the capital city. The watch slows the foot traffic in and out of the city to check wares, inspect travelers, and attempt to appear as though they have some control over the population. Among the apple sellers, cattle wranglers, and textile weavers, we see some travelers making their way through the gates and to the market streets just beyond. The guards stop every person as they enter, cart, horse, by foot, and ask, "Where do you hail from, and what is your business in the city?" Among the crowd, we see our three travelers, the explorer and his always constant companion. Jonathan, will you please introduce your character?
Yeah. Hey, so I'm Bevan. I make my living hunting and so on and so forth. Trapping, sometimes leading expeditions. He steps out, and he's not incredibly tall, but a very good-looking tiefling by most standards. Just the picture of health, honestly. Cherry red, glowing complexion. Not built out like a fighter, but all functional muscle. You know, you can see under his scale mail and his leathers. And he walks with a sort of unconcerned confidence, as if he's aware that he's being watched, but pretty sure that he'll be regarded just fine by most people. He's a personable guy.
At his side, forever at his side, through thick and thin, Arcadia, will you please introduce your character?
Yeah, and next to Bevan, who is the picture of health, is a tiefling not a tiefling at all. There's a girl. She looks kind of visibly ill and unwell. She's about average height, but underneath her layers and layers of sweaters, you can tell she's incredibly thin and has... there's just cats everywhere here in the city. She has like dark circles under her eyes, really paled out cheeks, and mittens, even though the temperature is not that cold. But she's very excited and looking around. And Bevan,
Yeah.
it's so big here.
Yeah?
Yeah. I mean, I don't. Do you think I should like change? Am I gonna stand out too much and brush some like scraggly pale green hair behind my ear?
Bevan kind of looks around. What's the makeup of the crowd? Is it kind of a uniform situation, or?
I'm going to have you make our first roll of the game. Why don't you roll me a perception check, Bevan?
Perception. All right. That is a 13.
All right. Yeah, it's not hard to make out. Most of this crowd are people who work out in the fields. There's plenty of farmland around Tyrhaven to support the booming marketplace that is the largest except for Ravensburg, which trades with the other kingdoms nearby to the south. But they are coming in mostly because it's the end of their workday and they're bringing in their stuff from the field. So you have all kinds of farm hands, some people that look like they're just travelers coming from the south or the east, but no uniform look until you see the guards, who are, of course, in armor, watching your moves.
I think you're fine. I don't. There's a lot of different people here. I don't think anyone's paying too much attention to the sick girl.
Okay, thanks. I kind of like scoot behind him a little bit anyways, hoping that his horns and bright cheeks will take a little bit of attention off.
As you scoot behind him, you just gently nudge your traveling companion who is hugging extremely close to both of you. Behind them is a gentleman with a hood drawn, but they know him to be Haver, the person who emerged from the hollow yesterday. And Haver appears to be a medium green-skinned half-orc with slightly reddish cheeks just peeking out of the green complexion, short tusks, keen yellowish eyes, and a kind but quiet smile and demeanor. For the most part, has been a very quiet traveling companion, but when pressed, he hasn't been too evasive about questions. But he has been, since emerging from the hollow, asking to go to Tyrhaven to speak to someone associated with the crown, no one specific, and saying that he is a messenger from the Protectorate.
Haver, are you all right back there? Is this, this is a lot. I think Bevan, throughout the course of the trip, has kind of been doing these sort of check-ins, just sort of like seeing, is this guy screwed up from coming out of the hollow? Is there anything sort of setting it off? Bevan's been keeping a pretty close eye on it, watching him in the way that you would watch like a newly captured animal you intend to tame.
Absolutely. Given that you have pretty good skills with nature, you've had a lot of time with Haver, it's been a day, and you are very in tune with the effects of the hollow, given the proximity that you have grown up near it and the amount you've gone in. You've seen that Haver has something a bit off. You're not entirely sure what the cause is or what it means, but his upper part of his face, everything basically that the hood covers as it is drawn forward, has a clear delineation across it. And then everything above it is this gray, almost like the texture of wood that has been burned but days ago, and the light ash has come off, and it's just that charcoal. And his skin looks that way. It's no longer green. There's something decayed and dead about it, but he smiles nonetheless. I'm fine. Is this going to take a long time?
Hopefully not. I think the guard's just a pretty straightforward thing. It's been a very long time since I've taken a trip up here.
I've never been here.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
We should kind of
go ahead.
We should kind of how straightforward do we want to be? I don't know. What's this kind of opinion on the hollow these days? I'm talking to Pelle here.
Yeah.
Because she talks to more people, probably.
I mean, well, like, our town is fine with it because you kind of have to be. It's kind of just normal. I don't get out down here much, though. I don't really know. Haver, who are you looking for here?
I have a message.
For who?
The highest I can get.
And I kind of look at me and Bevan, and we're very clearly kind of like little rural, little rough. Don't know how high we can get. Bevan, are you sure I shouldn't maybe just look a bit better?
Yeah, you know what? Why don't you do the talking? And Bevan will kind of like do this thing. It's an old routine where he sort of just like adjusts his cloak to kind of like give a second of being bigger and obscuring the view from the front.
Yeah, and I kind of dip behind him, and when I step back out, I look like Pelle still, but I look like Pelle who is very healthy. Cheeks have filled back out. Skin is no longer this yellow pallor. It looks beautifully human. Her hair is beautiful, shimmering, iridescent pink and green. And she's gained a little bit more weight. And she looks beautiful. I mean, she looks beautiful to begin with. But she looks very prime of life. She matches Bevan much better now. And okay. We can be pretty fast, Haver, right? We can be fast. We can get in.
Simple and vague.
As that lovely transformation occurs, we are actually going to go past the gate for just a moment into the bustling marketplace. The afternoon is a good time to find unique wares and things that have traveled into the region and have had enough time to be pulled out of their boxes and put onto shelves. And in the market, we have two interested shoppers. Jade, will you please describe your character and let us know what you're shopping for? Oh, you're muted, my darling.
Wouldn't be an online D&D session without it.
That's how we start. It's good luck.
But looking over at the herbalish stand in the marketplace, you'd see a fairly tall, medium dark brown skinned individual, very muscular, but also wearing kind of fancier clothing than usual. Haggling with the herbalist, seems like they had a good rapport going on. And I trust that we'll take the same price as before, yes, for the standard package of beneficial herbs and whatnots, yes?
Oh, of course. Yes, my pleasure. It's such an honor that you keep coming back to us. Yes, of course, I want to make this package for you. Just give me a moment. And the human gentleman just kind of starts to gather things off of his shelves and things like that and turns around to start building you the standard packet of good herbs for your work. Just across the way, also shopping, Saber, will you please introduce your character?
From far away, you would see me looking as noble as I can, at the same time quite quiet and reserved, perusing, keeping my eye on things, paying attention to my surroundings. I wouldn't be approaching anyone or speaking to anyone in particular unless they spoke to me, but I occasionally lift something, look at it, and set it down. Mainly I'd be in the areas of small bottles and perhaps a little bit of alcohol.
Both of them, if you know where to look, are plentiful in this market. Again, it is one of the largest markets in the kingdom. And as you look around, you see some interesting bottles of unique make coming from the neighboring kingdoms. Not a lot of unique wares coming out of Hull these days. You've seen most of them at this point. You've been here long enough to know what is available. And the sounds coming from the gate, it's very crowded. And both of you would notice the traffic jam that is beginning to accumulate as the guards stop an apple cart and the halfling on top is giving them what for. She is not going to be slowed for much longer, but the guards are beginning to amass in the area. And as that commotion begins to build, we go back outside, where just beyond the crowd, sitting on top of a nice large flat stone where sometimes there might be rites and rituals performed facing what there is of the sun in this area, offerings to Tyr and the other divine patrons of the Kingdom of Hull. We meet our guardian. Puck, would you please introduce your character?
Wide as a mountain and built of sturdy granite, with shimmering, luscious, perfectly unmoving hair like a 90s tween star. We have Gabbro Scoria, an earth genasi, and he sits upon his stone looking down upon the children of the earth, noting some disturbance among them. I sense that many children of the earth will need my services this day. I'd best get to it. Please, Earth, tell me my path and anything that must be guided. I shall wait for your call. Until then, my service continues.
You sit. The little bit of sun that peeks out has warmed the stones, and it feels familiar, comforting, as close to a hug without burying yourself as the earth can give. And there is this sense of being pulled, drawn to Tyrhaven, the thing that brought you here in the first place. The earth knows when things are about to change. Back at the gates, the commotion begins to rise, and Bevan and Pelle, you see Haver begin to get a little anxious and draw his cloak tighter.
Hey, it's okay. It's okay. Cities are just real big and crowded. There's nothing to worry about here. You're fine. We're fine.
From a big city, but this is taking a long time, and I'm worried that the Protectorate needs aid now.
Right, but it's, just don't kind of make waves, in Tyrhaven. Let's just kind of lie low until we get in front of the right people.
Good, Sir Bevan. You've been a very kind and giving ear, but this is taking very long. My people need help.
I totally understand that, but if we kind of disrupt things now, it's gonna take longer in the end. So just Pelle's real good at this. She's gonna just smooth things over. We're gonna breeze right.
Yeah, and as he says that, I'm going to start weaving my way forward to the crowd, looking shiny and beautiful and healthy, to try and get a better look at what's going on up front.
I will
Fantastic.
Pull him up next to me, and I'll kind of pull him so we're shoulder to shoulder behind him, and I'll just lean over it and just look like a bodyguard.
Okay. And he very awkwardly kind of straightens himself up, but pulls his hood further down, making him look a little bit like he might be confused more than dangerous, but it's fine. Pelle, you're going to try and put some beautiful glamour on for these lovely people. I would love, I want to roll for this. Would you consider yourself very charismatic in this moment? What are you angling for?
I'm going to just get a better view and maybe get a little bit of information. I'm not quite at the point where I'm trying to push my way through and get through and cut this line just yet. But yeah, trying to get a better view of what's up so that we just have more information.
Okay, I'm going to have you roll persuasion so that the people in front of you in line do not deck you for trying to cut them, because this is taking a long time.
Understandable. That is a 14.
You hear some grumbling. The gentleman that was right in front of you kind of, I guess we're special today.
Thank you. I say as I weave past him.
But they let you go.
As he says that, as we walk past, I just look him in the eye and dead eye stare him. Zero expression.
Roll an intimidation check.
of stuff going on. Intimidation.
Yeah.
Well, with my -1 charisma, that still comes out to an 18.
Hell yeah, we got
Nice.
Team charisma over here. Team unpredictable charisma.
You see this halfling man that was giving Pelle the dirtiest look you've ever seen look up at you and just kind of shrink even further. All right. And as the pushing and shoving, because as much as they're letting you through, Pelle, it's making some commotion. Everyone in the marketplace at this point, you hear this commotion. Gabbro up on your stone, you hear that something is going on at the gates.
Oh, I'm going to go up there. There's something going on.
Wonderful.
I wish to find out what is happening. Friends! Children of the earth! There is no need for this commotion. The earth has not called you home this day. I have not heard it. There is no need for such rushing. Surely you understand this. Here, have a blade ward.
Do I hear this?
Yeah, you absolutely do. This giant man comes up to your line and is trying to calm what is essentially your goal here. What do you do as you see the crowd turns to look at Gabbro and they give Pelle mostly, but you as well and Haver the dirtiest look, like, yeah, why are you causing such commotion here?
As I hear this voice, Bevan kind of like, despite he's trying to sort of play up, you know, whatever it is we're doing to get by here, I don't think he can, he's just so caught off guard. He turns, he goes, blue? Just kind of like
Red!
And
My friend!
He'll like wave, but he's got to keep pace with what Pelle's doing. And
Yeah,
Everyone! It is my friend, Red!
I'm taking advantage of the fact that everyone is looking at Gabbro to
Absolutely.
like duck and weave a little bit and get a little further through.
I'd
Near
also
the
like to
front.
take advantage of this commotion and distraction and see how much I can swipe off all these tables while I'm...
Absolutely. Please roll me a sleight of hand. Oh,
28.
oh my good person. Yes,
Just
you
fills a
absolutely.
bag.
You walk by. You've been looking at all these beautiful small bottles and things like that, and you grab 3 small bottles and a 4th one that has a little bit of liquid in it that you've been eyeing, and you know that the seller is an herbalist of sorts, but more your speed of herbalist, and I will give you the details for that in a little bit. And they don't seem to notice because there's a lot going on near the gates. The
Do I
apple.
notice?
You absolutely do. Please, Kaja.
Well, Kaja's just going to look, but she's not going to say anything. She's not an arc. But she will go
Put that in my
towards,
notes.
like, she'll be making her way towards a guard, but not about, like, what just happened.
Sure. The apple cart at the front, this halfling woman, her cart is full of apples, and the guards have insisted on going through every batch of them, making sure that they're healthy, that they're all just apples, like she keeps on saying that they are. And the horse is getting impatient, she is getting impatient, and the guards have been trying to calm her down, but she will not be tamed, and she is, "You're taking so long! My husband is going to be so angry, and it's going to be your fault!" Just going off, and the guards are, "Okay, ma'am, it's okay. We just got to check every bushel before you come in. You're taking forever. I do this every day."
Friends, I believe I can be of assistance. My name is Gabbro Scoria. I am a servant of the earth.
Are you in charge of them?
I am not in charge of anyone. I am merely here to assist and serve as necessary. But, friend guards, I have an innate ability to sense corruption, poison, and death. There are no such things in this area, certainly not in this glorious cart of delicious apples. I understand your concerns. I, too, chase the corruptions of the earth, and we are brothers in arms in this task, I wager. But there is nothing here. Surely this disturbance is unnecessary, friends.
Roll me a persuasion check with advantage. That was delightful.
Bevan leans up to Pelle. That's the guy. You remember that? Remember I was telling you about that guy?
Oh, your friend.
I got a 24.
You see the 4 guards that normally they're looking at a person at a time, and all 4 of them are filtering people through. They've been going through this cart, and they all just kind of stop. And as you're talking, everyone can see that they stop manhandling all of these bushels of apples, and they're just so captivated by what you are saying. And they all kind of exchange looks. All right, ma'am, you're free to go. Thank you for your patience with this routine check, and thank you, sir, for your help.
It's a pleasure to be of service, guard. What is your name, sir?
What's my name?
Yes.
My name is Callan.
Callan, and he reaches out his arm.
Callan, who's this kind of awkward, purplish-skinned tiefling with the tiniest little horn sticking out of his little helm. A scrawny teenager arm sticks out to you. Good to meet you,
I'll
Gabbro.
shake his hand. Callan, you and I are brothers. And I will see you when you return to the earth. And then he just goes and walks inside behind the apple cart.
Going on, I'm like, this might just be easier. This might be our ticket.
Yeah, I think he's better at this than either of us are.
And so we kind of, I grab our ward here, and we just kind of push forward. And I'm like, Blue!
Oh, yes, my friend Red was with me.
Sorry, sir. Sorry for falling behind.
And Callan, after being mesmerized for a minute, sees Pelle, sees the 2 other people with her. What's your name? Where are you hailing from? And what is your business in Tyrhaven?
I'm Pellamina Bergstrom. We're from Lorch, and we have some business with some friends here. As I am still walking.
And he does not stop you. And then to Bevan, what is your name, your origin, and your business in Tyrhaven?
We're also from Lorch. We are her personal security retinue.
Because you're lightly lying, because you know that Haver is not from Lorch, I'm going to have you roll a deception check, please.
While this is happening, can Kaja get a check on the individuals causing commotion to see if they're
absolutely,
sus or
absolutely.
All right, that's a 17 total.
You get a pretty good read that Gabbro's just doing Gabbro. There's this is he means it. The Earth has not called these people today. Everything's fine and normal. I don't know what the big fuss is about. Pelle has said the truth, but you can tell when there is a vein of something else there. When there's another motive going on, you're pretty insightful in that way, and it's not hard to go, I see you. Bevan and the person with him, they're doing something sketchy. But Callan, bless him, rolled a 7. And has no idea what's going on.
I give Callan a blade word, too.
You get a blade word.
Yeah.
And there's something about not so much the tiefling that has entered the city with Pelle, but the half-orc with him. There's something off about him.
Callan, I should help out for a little bit. I know I've been only back for a couple of days, but why don't I see to escorting these individuals to their friend's place, yes?
That would be great. It's so wonderful to have you back, lady. It's just... And he's fully flabbergasted. He has no idea what to say to you. He's barely looking at you, this awkward teenager.
No worries at all. Just keep up the good work, you know? We do have lots more in for the market today.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. The kings send their regards. I'm going to assume because that's... Okay. And he moves on immediately to the next person. What's your name and your business?
Kaja will look at the 4 individuals and be like, I'm not really sure why exactly you needed a ruse to get in here, but I highly doubt that you're here to cause general turmoil and wreckage. So where is it that you need to go in Tyrhaven?
Who's the highest person here? I just flat out say to Kaja, like, no subtlety. Like mayor, governor, king, prince? How does that work here?
I believe it could be the kings at any given moment, and then I would rather not ask the lords and ladies. It tends to be a matter of great sensitivity about who is closer, in line, yada, yada, yada. It's all exhausting, really. But it is very hard to get a direct audience. I will tell you that.
Well, and Haver kind of steps out from behind Bevan. I have a message for the kings. Isn't it a queen? Above table, Jade. You know full well that the rulers of Hull are 2 kings.
How long has it been since there was a queen?
2 generations.
Haver gaslit Kaja. So are there?
Are there?
Yeah. No, 2 kings. There hasn't been a queen in ages, long before most people around here were born.
Haver looks to Bevan. You're sure this is Tyrhaven?
Yeah, it's been a while. And actually, Bevan will turn towards Kaja. It's kind of a sensitive matter, and we don't want to concern anyone.
I lean in close and I go, it's about the hollow.
And immediately Kaja stiffens completely. The hollow.
Yeah.
I've been watching Kaja very carefully this whole time. Since I collected my things, we made eye contact and she walked away, and I saw Gabbro, and him doing his thing really helped me out with all of that, so I'm just going to ignore that. And I approach Kaja now as she stiffens and kind of just stand beside her, almost, I don't want to say protectively, but comfortingly is my goal by just being close to her. Now.
It is my other friend, Skullstick. Hello, Skullstick.
I'm sorry. Did you just call me your friend?
Yes, do you remember that night in the tavern? We are good friends indeed.
So I'm sorry. Losing money to you somehow makes me your friend?
Yes, it was never yours in the first place. All that we have belongs to the earth, you see.
As you keep saying, if it doesn't belong to anyone, I'd quite like it back then.
Of course! I will go find the merchant to whom I have given it to.
What?
The money I
Does he
won from
walk
you, I no
away?
longer have it.
You know what? Actually, that's a great idea. Why don't you just go do that?
Of course, I'll make it the next second thing I do.
The next second thing.
Yes, of course.
So, do you all
Ma'am.
know each other? Or, oh, I'm sorry.
You speak of like someone who knows the way the city works.
No.
No offense, Bevan and Pelle, you're lovely.
We haven't.
We know,
the
thank
slightest.
you.
I've been here once.
You'll forgive my intrusion, but the kings, I guess, would be the people I should talk to. I am from the Protectorate of Bolsenia. I have a message.
Yeah.
Would Kaja be able to go up there, and would she also know what the Protectorate is?
I'm sorry. We're getting there's a lot of people involved. Ma'am, who are you?
Oh, me? Kaja. My last name's not important, but
Kaja.
I believe we should be walking and talking away from here.
Yeah, yes, yeah. What is your position here? And I'm just curious if we made a big mistake by talking a lot.
Oh no, it's no matter at all. I'm just a lady here in Tyrhaven, nothing out of ordinary, I would say.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's a pleasure to meet you, my lady.
Kaja is just fine. It's just fine. There's no rhyme or reason for formalities here.
Something clicks in Pelle's mind with the name Kaja, but it doesn't slot into place yet.
Your question about being able to go to the kings and what the Protectorate is all about. I'm going to have you roll a history check. You will know some of this, even if you fully fail. It's just a matter of how much you know.
Good thing, because I don't think that's a high score. 9.
Doing so good. You know, first of all, you can walk up to the palace. You have some idea of how to get in there, but you haven't been there in a while. There's not a lot of call for you to go visit the palace. You don't go to audiences with the kings or anything like that very often. You have other business to attend to. As far as the Protectorate of Bolsenia goes, you are aware of the name. You've heard it many times. You know that is the name that was given before the Hollow was the Hollow. And someone saying they're from there, they're either lying, not mentally well, or there's something very strange going on here.
Did you say Bolsenia?
Yes, Bolsenia.
Can you
Why?
clarify what you mean by that?
Well, I'm from Bolsenia. What is there? It's right there. From Isa, just down the road.
I'll look. And something is stirring within me as well. I'm wondering if you DM can give me anything from, what you know of me, if there's anything I would know that I might share with the group.
I'm going to do the same thing that I just did for Kaja for you. I'm going to have you roll a history check. We're going to see how much you know.
Just a 10 for me.
For your circumstances, you know the Protectorate. You've seen it in various degrees through your various means, where it was a beautiful arcane kingdom that was just on the other side, where there is now just dark shadows and sorrow. The place Isa that he was talking about was one of the capital cities, a seat of power. You have no reason to know why someone would now be claiming to be from the Protectorate. That was a very long time ago.
Do I know how long ago?
Going on 200 years.
How old are you?
Oh, I'm 27.
I want to inside check that.
Please.
Do not believe.
Sus. It's 23.
He believes that he is 27, but with an insanely high insight check, you not only notice that he is obscuring part of his face very purposefully, and that though he believes he is 27, there is an edge of uncertainty to it, as he has learned how long ago there was a queen, and he's traveled with these lovely people who have helped get him here, and starting to have doubts as to what that 27 actually means.
Bevan?
As we're walking and talking, oh, you can go ahead.
Oh, I was just like, I was just gonna say, he kind of turns, he's like, hey, I am not at all sure who you two are. You seem to be able to get us to talk to someone. We're just kind of trying to drop this guy off. Blue, I don't know how you're here, but nothing surprises me about you. So,
It is good to see you, Red.
yeah. Yeah.
The Earth drew me here. I'm on a mission.
Right. Somehow I feel like you might be interested in some of what this guy's had to say. And I'm sorry, Skullstick can't be your name, right?
Is Red your name?
No, Bevan.
Oh, you should have said something.
It never came up.
It's
Look,
Blue is not
Really
my name
hard to
either.
talk
I
when
am
you're
Gabbro
always talking.
Storia.
yeah. If you just kind of let him, he's actually... Look, that's neither here nor there. You have something to do with the Protectorate. I feel like I don't want any more people jumping into this conversation at this point. So, Kaja, maybe we... Yeah. Indoors? Is there somewhere indoors?
Is it close to the kings?
It could be on the way. It'll just be, zigzag here, a little bit there, and then boom, and then there's like little lights and whatnot. But yes, we will stop at the certain place for a couple of minutes, perhaps, and then straight to the king. But I also do have some questions, being as though I know that you're not trying to blow up the kingdom, but it would look bad if I just presented random people to the court.
I have the right to be here. And from his cloak, he produces for the first time, Bevan and Pelle, you have not seen this either, a seal about the size of his palm, wrought in steel, a coin with the symbol of 7 stars that make the shape of a chalice that are wreathed in leaves.
I don't know if I would even recognize that if he had pulled it out. I'm actually fairly certain
Yeah.
Pelle has no clue what
No.
this is.
She's doing real
Do
good.
I know?
I will say that
Yeah, what I know about
Syphr and Kaja, you definitely can roll, and Bevan, because of some of the stuff that I know you've done, you may also roll a history check.
That is a fine necklace, sir.
19.
I got a-
19 was
I got a
you.
19.
14 for me.
Yeah, all right.
15.
The 14, unfortunately, you're not quite sure, Syphr, but Bevan and Kaja, this is the crest of the Protectorate. For Syphr, it's just kind of hazy. You recognize it, but you're not sure quite from where. This could be a single person's crest. It could be the crest of, a certain region. But Bevan, you have made your way through certain areas that you've seen ruins from the war and fully destroyed old, there's wagons that all of the goods in them are still there from the Protectorate. And inside of it, you have seen things with the royal crest.
I was going to ask, I kind of reach out to grab it. What sort of condition does it look like it's in? Does it look like something that's been sitting out in the elements for a couple centuries?
Roll a nature check. For Kaja,
you rolled bad on all the things I have good stats in.
Oh no, Kaja, you see this and you are fairly well learned, especially on the subject of things that maybe are alive again or have been brought with new life. And you recognize this to not only be the symbol of the Protectorate, but specifically the leaves around it indicate it is from a specific magistrate level. This is a seal given to this messenger by someone of very high standing in the Protectorate.
Oh, in that case, I don't think that we need a pit stop, really. I think that this should be done very quickly. Yes.
Bevan, how'd you do on that nature check?
9.
You're doing so good. I will say the DC is very low on this one because
I'm just looking
metal.
for rust, basically.
Yeah. You look it over and you see that it is a little worn, but there aren't in the grooves and where it has been minted. It doesn't have a lot of patina or anything like that in it. It is a very well cared for token, and either it has been very thoroughly cleaned or it's not that old.
But so this just wasn't scooped up out of the woods or something.
No, this was not found in some of the piles that you have seen this symbol in before. And definitely not in this particular fashion. You've seen it pressed into things.
Bevan, you said?
Yeah.
Syphr was my
Syphr.
name. You know this symbol. You've seen this before.
Yeah. Various spots out and around, you find lost wagons, old campsites, things where people got attacked by beasts or what have you, and I've seen this on... Yeah, this is, as far as I know, the Protectorate.
I don't know why we need so much, proof. The Hollow is weird. We know the Hollow is weird.
What's the
I
Hollow?
believe him. Things just happen.
The Hollow's just what they call the Protectorate, since a lot of stuff happened. And Bevan kind of turns towards the other three who are new here and just kind of does eyes we're trying to soft roll this guy into what's up.
Right. We need to find that private place.
Yeah.
I sort of elbow Bevan. Hey, since we found better people, do you think I can change back?
Oh yeah, I think we're good. And he does that. He takes off his cloak he's just putting it around her.
Yeah.
To just give her a quick second of obscurity.
I dip my head and I flip my beautiful hair, and when it lands back, it turns back to kind of scrungy and look ill, and I promptly faint.
Yep.
Oh.
And just out of instinct, he catches her under one armpit. Just
It's okay.
Oh.
It's okay. We're good, thanks. We're good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything all right?
And I kind of just
And you
lean on
wouldn't
him
have
a
wanted
bit.
to do that in a more private place. It's looking around.
Fine, we gotta run.
That's fine.
She
Yeah.
looks as though the earth has called her home, but then forgot what it was doing.
Rude? That felt rude. I say to Bevan, but it's in a language that nobody understands. It sounds like chittering. It sounds like squirrels chittering. And yeah, to Bevan, that sounded rude. Was that actually rude?
He just kind of clicks back. Coming from him, no, not. It's fine.
Okay.
The rest of you just heard the sound of if humans were trying to be squirrels, but communicating.
If humans were succeeding at being squirrels.
It's fair.
But seriously, I believe that question is a valid one. Are you all right?
Oh yeah, I'm fine. It just happens sometimes.
Yeah.
I look to Kaja.
Asha's taking a couple of deep breaths right now.
You need a blade ward.
You know, sometimes strains and such can be strenuous. She's cool.
It's just a little tiring sometimes doing that, and like sometimes my brain just needs a second to catch up with it, but it's fine. Like I'll just take a real good nap later. It'll be great.
What is it you're doing?
Nothing.
You did notice her physically change.
Yeah.
You know, I suddenly, and I'm sorry for saying this, don't feel comfortable letting you into my home particularly, but I know a good tavern where we can continue this, whatever this is.
Excellent. I will buy everyone some drinks. I still have some of Syphr's gold.
I thought you gave it all to a merchant.
I meant most of it. I will give it back to you in drink, friend.
DM, would I possibly have a room at said tavern?
I'm going to say, because you are traveling through this area, yes, absolutely. You are not Gabbro, who will just go find a nice, friendly-looking stone. You actually believe in taverns and things like that. And I will say, you know that your tavern, because of the nature of your life, it's not the most savory place. It's not that it was cheap. It's that they don't care who you are or what you're doing.
Well, the room will be private enough. I have a place we can go, and I lead them towards the tavern that I'm staying in.
Wonderful.
Oh, this
Kaja,
one.
You're being led to a very not savory place in town.
Real shit.
It's an adventure.
I was thinking more of Tyr's hammer, maybe something a little bit more nice.
Honestly, it sounds like we've got to have a little bit of a involved conversation before we go and get our friend to the proper people. So wherever there's going to be the fewest questions asked by people other than those present, happy to answer whatever questions for you all that seem to be roped in here, but I kind of want to handle our business and go home.
Is there a secret going on? I just need to...
You're the secret.
Haver, it'll be okay, Haver. Just no matter what happens, it'll be okay. Because, like, we're okay.
Yeah.
It'll be okay.
All right. You guys...
You're right there,
Haver kind of like recedes into his cloak a little further. And Syphr, you lead them all to the Cracked Anvil, a less than reputable but fairly large tavern. Last night was a little loud, a little ruckus. This area is not only home to lots of just housing, but there are lots of smithies in the area, and the blacksmiths in Tyrhaven are extremely competitive with each other, not only during the day when they are forging, but at night when they are drinking and punching each other downstairs in the tavern.
Yeah, I told you all this would be the perfect place. No one will ask questions here, and if they did, they wouldn't be able to hear the answer. Let's go.
As we go up to Syphr's room, I want to lean into Haver. Friend, I am to understand that you have a message for a high authority.
Yes.
Ah, good. I was paying close attention. I am directly linked to the highest authority of all. So if you have this message, I will take it for you.
What's your highest authority?
The Earth, the mother of us all.
I can respect that, but respectfully, does the Earth answer diplomatic messages?
Yes, through me.
The Protectorate's under siege. What are you going to do about it?
Well, I shall aid you, friend. Fear not.
That's
I am very
appreciated.
strong, and I have blade wards for everyone. Here, have one.
Haver kind of looks first to Pelle, then to Kaja, just like, are you seeing this?
While that conversation was happening, I think Bevan hold Kaja and Syphr close, just like, again, I'm not sure what's going on with either of these guys. We tried not to reveal too much about what might be the difference, but here's what I know so far. He doesn't seem to be aware of how much time has passed. He doesn't seem to be aware of what's happened to the Hollow. As far as he knows, it seems to be some time ago. I haven't quite figured out if that means he's very old and time's wrong or what. Honestly, I don't know that much about the Hollow. But something weird is going on, and I think just the more direct we can be with getting him to somebody who can handle it is the best thing possible. Now, maybe you are the people to handle it. I don't know. Kaja, you seem to have something to do with the whole apparatus here. Syphr, I'm a little scared to ask what you have to do with. So maybe you're the perfect pair to deal with this situation, and we can get headed back home.
Oh no, you're not going to leave. I have affairs that I need to get done very quickly as well. And I know for sure that I cannot sway people's emotions to rein them into going straight to one place. And it seems that you and your friend there actually were doing a great job so far. So I will provide the entryway, but not the cart. Yes, that kind of works as a metaphor. Yes.
Honestly, it's
Yes,
Big
not the
Blue
metaphor, the
that seemed to do most of the gate work there. And if you want to keep him, no problem. I barely know the guy.
Yeah.
So,
You wanna,
Don't you?
Bevan? You wanna go home already?
aren't you kind of? He will switch to like chatter.
Scroll chatter.
Aren't you kind of like concerned being around so many people?
But we never get to leave Lorch.
We can stop somewhere else on the way. We could take a whole week. We can do whatever you want. But
This is the capital.
And this is kind of a lot of questions situation, and I don't want to get drawn into the answering side of those questions.
It's okay. I could change. We can blend in better. You're sneaky. We can still stay here. I don't want to
Bevan,
go
aren't you
home
just
yet.
a little curious?
Yeah, whatever. This is all in like squirrel chat.
Yeah, you guys
chatter.
cannot understand.
She's
I
I'm just gonna
definitely
answer. I have no idea what they're saying.
Interjected in the chatter.
I think
Chit-chattering
You
away.
can probably read from the timbre of the conversation. And so yeah, just like shockingly, Bevan turns back to you. very, hey, curiosity causes trouble. You've seen what happens to cats. There's a whole, it's a figure of speech. Maybe it's not that widespread. I don't think I want to be involved with whatever's going on.
I'm going to stay. I'm going to stay. You can go home if you want to, Bevan, but I'm staying.
As you guys get to Syphr's room, on your purely passive insight, Kaja, you can see that Haver's starting to get antsy. There's something going on where he feels like there is a ticking clock that is wearing away.
Sir, are you all right? Do you need any assistance?
I just, my people, they asked for help, and why are we here? Why are we in this? I just need to talk to the kings. I am here from the Protectorate.
Okay, so I want to do insight, but I have an argument for it.
Okay.
But also medicine, perhaps.
Okay, sell me on this.
Okay. So Kaja's dealt with like a lot of patients, right? Probably both in being like emotionally and mentally like irritated, but also there's a different type of irritation for when you're like physically in pain irritation. So am I able to gather if they are physically and or mentally not there 100% right now?
Okay, I will give you either insight or medicine.
Okay.
You just need to tell me which one you rolled.
All right, I'm gonna do insight because that's shockingly higher for a doctor character. Okay, whatever. That is a nat 20. So
Oh, dang! You know his whole life story. Okay, so first of all, he's antsy because he genuinely is worried that people are dying. You also know that is not true. That's not what's going on anymore. The war is long over, so unless there's something you do not know about what's going on inside the Hollow, he is worried about something that was 200 years ago. Second of all, you look at him and you see the way he's been hiding his face. You see his mannerisms, and you just catch a glimpse of his fingers, which are gloved. He's wearing archer's gloves. But there's something about the back of his hand where you see what you originally thought might be a ring. There's actually a peak of bone. And there is a measure of undeath over Haver that he has been hiding very delicately.
I will lean in towards Haver and not really whispering, but just at a lower tone. Do you have a time limit for your mission?
The captain said it was urgent. We need as much aid as Hull can send. I thought the Queen was sending people, and it's not enough.
And are you aware of your condition?
What condition?
Can I see your face if you don't mind?
It's been a bit dry, and he pulls back his hood, and you all see not only the blackened area of his otherwise, beautifully green, healthy-looking skin, but there is actually a seam that almost looks like someone put lightning through his face, and it stayed there. There is a touch of the arcane on him.
I immediately close my eyes and say a prayer.
And as you say that prayer, we are going to take our break.
Dun dun dun!
Dun, dun, dun! Thank you, everyone, for sticking with us for the first half. Hope you are enjoying. We're going to take a quick break. See to our human needs. I hope you do too. And we will see you back in about 15 minutes. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Mercs of Mischief and Of Those Lost, our very first session. Before we dive back into our story and our lovely mystery that has been unfolding, we're going to go around. We're going to say a little bit about who we are, what we're doing, and plug some of our fun stuff. We're going to start with Arcady.
Hi guys, I'm Arcady. You can find me over on my Twitter, which is Arcady Koshka. That's usually where I hang out, but it's also Arcady Koshka like on Facebook and Instagram and Tumblr and everywhere. You probably know me from places like here and here. You can catch me here on Monday nights where I play in the game Last Light, where I play a significantly more competent character. So if you would like to see that and a few other familiar faces, swing by here at the same time on Mondays. Personal stuff, I just did a giant move, so I don't have too much going on, but in the near future, I'm hoping to get back to like crafting and more cosplay and streaming more. So you can follow my Twitter and check me out for when I'm picking up with all that again.
Fabulous. Next, we're going to go to Jade.
Hey y'all, I'm Jade Valkyrie. I do lots of cosplaying, hosting, and playing tabletop RPGs and just overall geek things. You can find me pretty much everywhere as Jade Valkyrie. Twitch is different. It's Jade Valkyrie with the 3 at the end of Valkyrie, but it's just in chat, so you can just click on me there. But yeah, my schedule is pretty mostly D&D. So Mondays I stream over at Feywild and Out, where I play kind of the polar opposite character, a 5 foot tall fox girl who's like a Disney princess. So definitely not like Kaja at all. And then Tuesdays I stream on my own channel as well as Thursdays. And then Wednesdays I'm here. So just catch me on the internet most of the week.
Fabulous. We're going to toss it over to Puck.
Hello, I'm Puck, Lord of Chaos. You might remember me from such streams as Mercenaries of Mischief, Too Many Warlocks, Mercenary of Mischief Season 2, and Mercenaries of Mischief. I'm here to talk to you about the various things that I'm doing out here on the internet. You can find me on my YouTube channel called Puck in Talk. And you can also find me on Monday nights doing Last Light, where I am the Dungeon Master. I'm playing a character, guys. I'm over here. I don't have to run anything.
We love to see it.
All right, I'm done.
Wonderful. I'm going to bounce it over to Saber.
Hey everybody, I'm Saber. You can find me on Instagram at Saber_Sensei. And you can find me on Twitter eventually when my account's no longer suspended. I don't know what happened. I never go on it, and now I don't know. It's
Just
weird.
let it
If anybody
sit.
has any tips on, like, other than sending them a message to figure out why, I tried that 3 times. Anyways, so you can find me on Instagram for now, and then hopefully I'll be up in Twitter because I'm looking to grow the presence eventually. I am teaching older students now, and I don't mind if they see me play cool characters. I'm teaching drama kids, and they fill my cup right now. They're so awesome. So yeah, if any of them are watching, I didn't say who I was to them yet, but if they're watching, hi, and welcome to this great group of people. I also sometimes play with 3020 Gaming as well. So shout out to them. They're wonderful. And these fine folks are all people that I've played with before, and I am just loving this team. So thanks so much for bringing this to us, Kai. It's been a great fun already. So thank you.
You for bringing your messy boy. We'll get into that later. Jonathan.
First, Saber, something was messed up with your command. Can you drop your Instagram link in the chat for the folks who want to find you?
Yeah, I think I did.
Oh, okay. I don't know if I
Did
missed
not?
it.
Oh, yeah,
I put
it's
the
in there.
command in, and I don't know. I gotta fix that later.
Okay,
Hi, I'm
there it is
Jonathan. I'm
again.
the producer. Everything that goes wrong in these shows, you can blame on me. It's all good. We're working out some new systems for the production and stuff, so we got all that going. But you can find me at various things if I put in my command here. And there you go. I make these little 3D printed can holder mug things that people seem to enjoy. I am doing stuff here. I'm doing stuff on various social medias and whatnot. So find all that. But I want to take just a moment to say thank you to our 2 tippers. Wild Wolf, thank you so much. We kind of missed the alerts on those, but you'll notice the little coins in the corners of our windows. Those are counting our chaos coins. Some of those were donated by people who tipped. Now, when you give us those coins, we can use those coins in game. We can use them 1 coin to get advantage on a roll, or we can use 4 coins to get a flashback, which I'm going to let our dungeon master tell you about. And you'll also notice when our dungeon master is over here, you'll notice a little meter. You also notice that on our main screen. When that meter fills up, something chaotic happens, which I'll also let our dungeon master tell you about. So I'll kick it back over to Kai.
Hi guys, I should have done the top thank you. I am Kai. You can find me on all social media platforms as Estelle of Imbladris. I made a strong choice a long time ago and it's sickened. It is Elvish. We're gonna live our lives. You can find me here on Wednesday nights doing this wonderful thing with these wonderful people that I am so honored to be here with them, with you guys. This is just the best. I've been working on this campaign setting and this game for a little while, so it's very exciting to be kicking it off tonight. You can find me usually as a player. This is actually my very first streamed DM game. I'm mostly a player in actual plays. You can find me on Tuesdays on Going Critical RPG, playing Vampire the Masquerade as a disaster Bruja vampire, and some other projects coming up. And in the future, I'll be kicking off my podcast that I've been producing with my friends for a very long time, where we actually play and record in person, which is a novel idea, starting in later this year.
You can do
called
that?
The Lore Brewery. I know! It's
Madness.
crazy. But that is a fun project that is still coming very soon. And you can find me DMing and playing over there with a table of 5 other game masters, all playing musical chairs with the game master seat. But for now, I'm over here telling you all this wonderfully macabre and sad but wonderful story with these wonderful people in Of Those Lost, where your tips, we're going to talk about this since I should have done this at the top, and that is my bad. I am sorry, Jonathan. You are perfect. Do not take any flack.
You're killing it.
So your tips go to tokens and what those tokens can buy. Each token is a re-roll, so you're basically giving someone advantage on a roll. If you see what they are doing and you want to help out our lovely crew here, you can donate to that. And then for every 5 tokens, if they hold them and bank them, what?
Is it a reroll or is it an advantage? This is an important
It's
distinction we gotta
advantage.
know. Okay, good.
It is advantage. It is advantage. I played too many games where it's a reroll. No, it is advantage because I love you all. And if they bank those, 5 of them actually accumulate into a flashback. And what that means is basically an automatic success in a single roll or test. And what that means is they tell us a story about what they did in the past that allows them to have the skill, the foresight, or whatever pre-planning or previous experience would give them an automatic success, basically giving them an automatic natural 20 with 5 tokens after they tell us why. And if that tipping goes fully sky high at the end of, before the end of the session, what that means is we're going to have a little chaos go off, and that could be something positive, could be something negative. The goal here is that when you tip and contribute to what is already going to be very chaotic, giving them advantage, giving them flashbacks, and those just accumulate, and that's for them, but the chaos meter is for me. And it allows me to give them magical items, interesting encounters, a little bit more lore, a little more information about what they are going to be pursuing, starting with this lovely little mystery messenger haver. But going forward, there is a table. It will be rolled on, and it will be good, bad, somewhere in the middle, informative, and hopefully progresses the story. But that is up to you guys to provide to them. Otherwise, the story is just going to keep going. But if you want a little drama, a little extra spice to your tabletop, you keep on adding those tips, and it not only does it go to our wonderful show and the wonderful people that put it on, but also it's going to go to your amusement because something crazy will happen, either with an advantage, a flashback, or the chaos meter.
I just realized.
And also, thank you for supporting the arts.
I have the
What
wrong
now?
chaos meter. I have the chaos meter from the other game up there. Hold on, I'll fix that while you see. There's $30 in it. It says 0 now, but there's 30 in it.
Thank you. Also, yes, I am Dungeon Bartholomew Master. I am not afraid. That is my middle name.
Yeah. Much like, so most of the time, like our regular person who's running the game is known as Dungeon Master, like Peter Parker. This is Dungeon B Master, like Peter B. Parker. A little
You're
bit
welcome. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, just a smidge.
You're a clone. No.
Yeah. I'm DBM instead of DB Cooper. I will be here every Wednesday. You're welcome. Is there anything else before we should go back to a poll? No? We're getting a no from the boss man over there.
Let's do it.
Fabulous. Well, you guys have come to the tavern where Syphr has been staying, a loud, ruckus place. And you have just learned that Haver has a little bit of a aversion to a truth about himself. What do you do?
Well, the break, I closed my eyes and said a prayer.
Yeah, you guys
Friends.
were talking to her.
Our friend
So-
Haver. This is urgent. Our friend Haver needs help. We must protect his home.
Yeah.
So, Haver, how long have you been 27, was it?
Less than a year.
What year were you born?
Yeah, that's a better way to put it.
Well, I was born in 237. You know,
And what's the current year?
it is. I
37.
have to do math now. It is. I have a calculator. This is why DMs have calculators. I don't know if you know. We can only do so much math at a time.
Math in D&D? Who
Never.
knew?
I've never encountered it.
You, math.
It is 421.
That's a long time.
Haver, what's the last thing you remember? Like, what did you do the day before you came into Lorch?
Well, I was trying to keep the people calm, but we were losing so many people out there. I just, I got called up to, I don't need a name. No, hold on. I got called up to the magistrate, Proscovia, to talk to her. The captain was busy and she needed someone to run this message. It's urgent.
If you had to guess, how long would you say it took you to, maybe you know exactly, how long would you say it took you to, between when you left the battlefield and when you found us?
Well, I left Isa. That was what 3 days ago.
Okay. Yeah. And so turning back towards Kaja. So, you think we got enough here to get a meeting?
Yes, more than enough. I just wish this would be easier when the true date and everything is known, but
What do you
it
mean
is
true
urgent.
date?
I mean,
Haver, there's no real easy way to do this. Like, trust me on it. The battle that you were just in went really, really badly. Like, so badly, the entire protectorate was destroyed. and blackened with dark magic.
I'm gonna have you roll me a persuasion check.
That is
You
one
are
of my better ones.
Telling someone the whole world is over, essentially.
12.
All right.
Is it possible
Haver.
at all that like through my prayer I'm given a phrasing, a way to help, to aid in this gentle, maybe perhaps gentler or kinder way of getting this information to this individual?
I'm gonna do something that's one of my favorite homebrew things to do. I'm gonna have you roll me do you have a way to just roll a straight d20 for me?
Yeah.
For everyone watching, this is how I determine divine intervention.
For 2.
Unfortunately, you reach out, and the voice that has guided you to this place, to this time, and out of the darkness has no answer about this particular messenger today, but you know that the messages, they come when they are needed.
Speaking of voices,
Love this, yes.
Gabbro would like to close his eyes, seeing what's unfolding here, and reach out to the earth with one simple question.
All right.
Has Haver been called home?
I love this question. I'm going to have you roll at advantage because
Very
of
well.
reasons.
Okay.
Just roll me a d20 at advantage because of reasons.
Alright, I rolled 2 d20s. I got a 19 and a 12.
All right. On your 19, the earth longs for Haver. It's not necessarily a clear answer if he's been called home, but there is a longing that you see when someone has had a near-death experience or something a little more complicated than that. As you reach out, you actually see a little bit of it on Pelle as well. And
Not necessarily
on
that they've been
Syphr, actually.
called home. So not necessarily that they've been called home, but like there's someone on the line.
Correct.
Like expect a call in the near future.
Yeah, like either that call, like it was a butt dial, but it still happened.
Yeah,
or-
yeah.
Would I see Gabbro doing something similar to what I was doing?
Gabbro, how do you reach out to the earth?
I just kind of like close my eyes and I focus on my connection to the earth.
Gabbro,
So-
when you are gambling, do you do the same thing?
Oh, definitely.
Syphr, you have definitely seen Gabbro do this. And it's not so much a tell as much as it is wow, this guy really isn't sure about his cards. And you go, wait a minute. No, he was praying. He was praying. But you don't know what Gabbro has gathered from that. But Gabbro, you know that there is a touch of death on almost all of your party to some degree, but the ones that have come the closest to being called home, you now know.
Our friend has not been called home by the earth. He has not died. I know this for certain.
I'm right here. You
I mean,
are
it's-
not making a lot of sense.
Do you not see
I get that a lot.
your hand?
And he pulls up his hand and looks at it.
Existential crisis in 5. 4.
And you all see the place where on his ring finger there is a gap where my ring is. There is a gap where there is just a bit of bone all the way up to the knuckle. And he looks at it very clearly. What's wrong with my hand?
typically,
Fascinating.
there are, at least I would say, the vast majority, but not impossible, you know. There's actually a lot more than people actually realize here in Tyrhaven. But I digress. Typically, one's hands are covered in at least some type of skin, ranging various colors, some thinner than others, some more intact than others.
I got a glove on. Is that what you're talking about? He takes his glove off, and you see that part of his palm is also missing the skin, and you can see all the intricate bones just held together by dried sinew.
Bevan reaches a hand forward. And, may I?
Sure.
And he touches the parts that would be past the skin.
Mm-hmm.
Does that feel uncomfortable, or?
No, why are you poking my hand?
He lets go. Yeah,
I was
he's
just gonna try
searching for
something.
he's searching for words. Go for it.
Do you mind if I do a little bit of healing magic on you? Is that okay?
I mean, I feel fine, but sure.
It's just a theory. If you are already well and I use the healing magic, it won't really do anything negative. And then in case you had the sniffles, well, they're gone now. But I will be touching your hand, and it'll only be for a brief moment. So stay with me here.
Okay.
And she's going to cast Luster Restoration.
Cool. I'm gonna look up something really quick.
Oof. Right.
Which is the most comforting thing any DM can ever say, right?
Absolutely. I see no problem with this.
No, it's fine.
Good things can happen.
Yeah. It would help if I could spell. Did you know that not only do you have to do math in D&D, you guys do have to know how to spell.
You gotta
Sounds
spell
fancy.
and know
Kids.
math.
Shit up.
Yeah, I hope you know how to spell if you're a spellcaster.
Okay. No, actually, Arcady,
I'm gonna
Don't
die
have to be able to
now.
make puns.
Disadvantage.
It's another one of those
Wait.
rogue meteor strikes.
oops. Okay,
have-
so, Kaja,
Mm-hmm.
will you roll for me using your modifier that you are casting this spell with, a d20?
Okay, we got 14 base with plus 4, so 18.
How do I math? What's going on here? So lesser restoration only removes illnesses, basic physical ailments, etc. But with that, you feel a resistance the moment that you cast your spell into Haver. Something that you weren't expecting. He's very mild-mannered and just kind of like going along with things, but the moment that your spell pushes into him, you get more force back than you've ever experienced from him. And your willpower butts against something that feels hard, and this sickly, cracked, horrible sensation just washes over you for a second. Healing is a bit of giving yourself. And when you reach into Haver and you get back this feeling, it's like you've run your hand over drying concrete and your nails over a chalkboard for just a second. The injuries remain on his skin, but you know that there is something else at work here.
And what is this, a familiar feeling, or is this like a very, very new?
I'm gonna say this is new.
Well, that hasn't happened before, but it not really. It's odd. And then she's
What?
just going to she's not going to respond, but she will back away a little bit and then just kind of sit and ponder Haver.
I'm gonna have you roll me a religion or arcana check. You just tell me which one you roll.
Okay. Religion. That is a 19, so it'd be 24.
Beautiful. The feeling that pulses back through you, you start to ponder it for just a moment, and you recognize on it the touch of the arcane, of necrosis and corruption of life. And in Haver, there is an innate bit of necromancy.
Kaja just nods more, but not saying anything quite yet.
Well, look, if Kaja can't fix this, clearly this is beyond all of us. And look, Haver, you've been asking us to take you to the king for like 4 days now. We should just do it. This is something we cannot fix. I think we should just trust him.
Haver,
Yeah.
who is attacking you?
The hells have risen. The hells have come. We just need your help. The queen, I guess the kings. Why are there kings?
I beg your pardon.
As you have been dead for some time, but someone has interrupted your passage into the earth.
When,
It is fine. You are in good company.
when you say the hells have risen, do you mean literally? As in, a gate has opened?
The infernal have risen and they're besieging the city. What do you mean I died?
Well, it has been nearly 200 years.
Roll a persuasion
He's
check.
ripping that Band-Aid off. Bevan leans over to Pelle and just kind of chitters at her. Gate to the hells. Like, for real.
That is a 22.
Yes! This is the worst thing to persuade someone of ever, and I applaud you. And Haver, not near a chair, just kind of sits for a moment, staring at the middle distance on the floor of this kind of crappy inn room.
Who has done this to you?
I don't know. 200 years is a long time.
I'm going to stand up and go sit cross-legged on the floor next to him. I know it's a lot when everything in your world kind of falls apart. You don't have to process it right now. You can just, take your time. But you are here. You're not dead. You're here. And that means something's watching out for you. And you'll be okay.
But what about the captain, Palesa, and the magistrate, and I'm too late. I'm too late.
Maybe not. You got out. If you could get out, maybe other people can get out. I mean, I know other people can get out. Like, you're proof of this.
And he just goes back to catatonically staring at nothing for a moment.
I'll stare exactly where he's looking to. We're going
Right,
to
there's a really interesting knot in the floor.
Miss Kaja, we haven't had a lot of time to speak. I'm trying to understand you're some kind of physician of some kind.
Yes, I typically deal with the ancestors towards Haver. Kind of subtly though, not like as like a big one, but it's like a in most cases akin to what at least I think to be happening. And I guess in your terms, people who have been called to the earth or people who wield that sort of power for themselves.
Someone is messing with the balance. Someone is interrupting the calls of the children of the earth. This is very serious.
Can I hear that?
I'm not.
Absolutely.
Gabbro didn't do anything quiet.
I'm normally very good at hiding things, but I think in that moment, my whole body just like fully twitches and looks right dead at you at the word balance.
Do
Like,
I notice that reaction?
That it was not subtle, but
It's not subtle. Well, your insight's not great. You are looking around the room. Something weird is going on, and you are already on high alert. So yeah, I'm gonna say you easily pick that up from Syphr.
Bevan kind of moves towards Syphr. Does any of this mean anything to you? Do you know anything about what happens in the Hollow?
I was gonna respond, but before I do, DM, is there a like restriction? Like,
No, live your life. You know what's stopping you, and it's you.
I get quieter and I lean toward Bevan. I feel like I know everything and nothing at the same time. Everything feels familiar. Everything that's being said feels so right and yet off. And then there's like a pause and a setback. By 200 years.
Is there truly a gate to the Hells inside the Hollow?
I am going to have you roll for that.
Which one?
Syphr.
Yeah.
Syphr, at advantage, because of reasons, I am going to have you roll a history check.
$11.
Rough. You know that there were many agents of the Infernal. You've seen pieces. A lot of this is a puzzle that is still being worked out. But you wouldn't have been called as you have been if there wasn't a measure of imbalance. And the nature of it, you can feel that voice, that thing that pulled you from deep in the darkness. There's some sort of acknowledgement that undeath comes from somewhere. Magic or whatever infernal source might be there.
Given all of that, can you ask me that question one more time?
Is there truly a gate to the Hells inside the Hollow? And he's kind of low under his breath on this, like.
I don't know for sure, but I know I need to find out.
Are there gates to other places in there?
There's much that we don't understand. But I don't know how long this person has left here. I feel as though we need to act. And I know you wanted to leave. But there must be a reason why you're here with us now. Whatever you believe, I think we were meant to be here together now.
Bevan glances over at Pelle.
who is oblivious to this entire conversation. She's very like, not in an airheaded way, but she's fully concentrating on Haver and making sure he's not fully having a panic attack.
He is.
We're doing our best over here on the floor together.
It's a good
The
party
knot is
down there.
getting bigger and smaller and bigger.
Yeah.
Let's
Bevan
have
glances
an
over at Pelle and
existential
then
crisis.
turns back to Syphr. Honestly, there's only one reason I'm anywhere. So.
I look at her as well. And then I look at our undead friend. There's more than one connection here.
Yeah.
Lady Kaja, do you agree that this is something that should be addressed?
I mean, if we are to be worried about the timer running out on our individual, I can handle that. And if we need to make sure that they are remaining calm, I can also handle that. But I do not want to handle the explanation to the court about this.
Will the court assist us, do you think?
Mm.
Do they have an interest in preserving this natural balance?
Yes, but I don't know how they will accept a friendly person who's been called. I know it's not common, so I don't want to put our friend in a dangerous situation.
I think we should go to his home. Whoever has done this, whoever is disturbing the balance, whoever is mocking the creations of the earth, needs to be dealt with.
I have seen more and more injuries of this god-awful presence, and seeing more and more than usual. My services in particular shouldn't be needed as frequently as they are.
So, you will join me in this quest?
Yes, but I believe we should see what happens first. But as of right now, yes.
Excellent.
While that conversation's happening, I think that's not going. That's what. I think after talking to Syphr, Bevan just kind of goes over to Haver. Everybody's throwing a lot at you right now. I get that. I'm just kind of give you the shortcut.
There's a shortcut?
Everything-
There's a shortcut?
Yeah, just to sort of where this whole conversation's going. In all likelihood, everything you knew of life is gone.
That can't be true.
Just think of it this way. You stumbled through a door to somewhere else, and now you're here. And you can make a new life. But I think you'll get the most help with that if you help fill people in about what you experienced since your old life.
What if I don't want to? I had a family like 4 days ago. I had a life. The people I cared about.
Yeah.
Can you just walk away from that? And he looks at Pelle. Could you?
Ava, you might not have a choice.
Yeah.
You can't walk backwards in time.
Bevan's right about a lot, but not everything has changed. He's wrong on that. There's still birds, and they still sound beautiful. Grass still feels good underneath your feet. Cake still tastes great.
That's good.
There's still life here, and you're here, and it is a shift. But there's still very beautiful things around here that are worth living for and fighting for and staying for.
I have to know. I had a life. They gotta be there. I talked to the magistrate just a few days ago. It doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't. I know the whole is new to you, but you nailed it. The whole doesn't make sense. You shouldn't be here, but you are here, so maybe it isn't a completely lost cause. Maybe there is still life in the whole. Maybe there's a way to get it back.
I'd like to roll kind of just a personal check to sort of see how I'm reacting to this. What would you recommend, DM?
Yeah, live your life. I'm gonna call this a wisdom check.
Roll for feelings.
Roll for emotion.
All right.
I know. I think I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Yeah.
Roll a wisdom check.
All right.
Stop this feeling.
That's an 11. I think Bevan, kind of just, almost like his attention suddenly shifts, and we're traveling for a while. I need, a refresher. I'll be in the tavern. Get me when you guys are going. And he sort of is going to walk down. Is there any sort of bar in the ground floor of this inn, or is this just an inn and I got to go next door over?
Oh, it's so ruckus, and it's a huge tavern with a big stone tavern counter at it, and there are all kinds of people there, and bartenders aplenty.
Yeah, Bevan just kind of just says that and leaves the room, and you can go grab him whenever you need him.
After Pelle says all of that, Syphr also has an emotional reaction, but instead of leaving, you would see him sit in it. And maybe unexpectedly, anybody who were to perceive would see tears welling, and then a complete confusion as to why they're there, and then shame. And then he's going to look right at Pelle. You say all of that like it can't not be true. You believe every word of what you said.
I'm like sitting on the floor, so I make grabby hands at you to try to get you to take my hands and help me stand up.
I help you immediately.
Yeah, and I like sway on my feet a little bit, and it's like, well, yeah, of course it's true. It just is. I mean, you're here, and I'm here, and Kaja's here, and Gabbro's here, and Bevan's not here, but he was just here, and Haver's here. It's simple. We're all here, and we can do something about it, so we can. It's really simple.
And then I'll look to Havel, and same kind of expression. I would go back with you if I could.
Come with me.
I feel something like what you might be feeling. You should come with us. We should... And I look to Kaja. I don't know what this quest is, but we have to go on it. We have to. You have to come. Your skills are needed. I'm still holding Pelle's hands.
Kind of position will they be if I just let people go off to do whatever in the hollow? That's the name of the place. So I count me in, I suppose.
And then I look to Gabbro. And I take a very deep breath. You said the word balance in a way that I think of anyone in this room I can understand. You're prepared to go into the hollow, aren't you?
Gabbro places a hand on Syphr's shoulder. Friend, I promise I shall avenge whoever has done this to all of you.
Very uncomfortable at the word you. And the hand. Pelle, you know Bevan best. Do we leave him alone for now? Or should someone go get him?
It's a fascinating question. Can I roll for this to see what I would do? Because I'm genuinely a bit torn.
I'm gonna say
you can make a decision about Bevan's character right now.
But I kind of want to I might just flip a coin. It's truly is a 50-50.
Let's give this a bit of a quantity. How much of a mystery from 1 to say 20 would you say Bevan is to Pelle?
She's probably like a 15, but there's some stuff that I do not know and do not ask because I haven't quite thought to ask even.
Sure, and Bevan has some stuff that Bevan's usually just the quiet nature guy. So go ahead and roll just a straight D20.
That go through?
I'm not seeing it.
Yeah, you can roll it. There we go.
I believe in you.
That's an 11, or that's a 2. Jesus.
You have no idea what is going on in Bevan's head, and you spent a lot of time with him, and it's kind of a hard realization. You don't know this part of him.
I think it's rare that this sort of thing, like exceedingly rare, that this sort of thing comes up. Where he just
this is like more
without
people
you.
than
You're used to seeing him excuse himself from others, but not from you.
I'll go follow him. Because you know what? I've seen him huff off into the woods before. And
do you just walk away, or do you tell us?
No. But like, I've seen him huff off into the woods before, and usually he comes back with like a deer. But I know he cannot go solve this problem with murder and hunting at the moment. So I should probably like intercede and see what to do. But no, I will before I leave. I'm still holding Syphr's hands, and I'll like swing our hands a little bit while we're casually talking. It will all be okay. I've lived near the Hollow my entire life. It's not nearly as scary as everyone says it is. It will be fine. So, it'll be okay. Whatever help we need, we could get it here. I mean, I'm ready to go whenever. I'm pretty sure.
Pelle, I'm not afraid of going in. I've wanted to go in for a long time. I just know I can't go in alone.
Great!
Fear not. I shall protect all of you.
It'll be an adventure then. And now I will let go of your hands and head out. And
are you going to get him? Do you want company? It's very busy down there, and you are very small.
I'm not that small. I actually am like average height. I'm just real fragile.
I meant small, not
spirits.
Small. Oh, you're worried about that. I mean, I can fix it, and like I sway on my feet and I shape change again, and I look like healthy, pretty Pelle again.
Okay, but Pelle, what is the cost of that? When
It's
you do
fine.
that, there must be a cost.
Not really. I mean, I just got a little tired, but I'm better now. Also, you don't get to decide what's right for me. You can't tell me that I'm too frail to go do a thing, and then when I prove that I'm not, you can't be grumpy about that too. So,
Well, you can't
Make up
tell
your
me
mind,
when to
Syphr.
be grumpy. Either I'm going to protect you or I'm not. And if
Well,
you're
if-
going into the hollow, then you should appreciate that protection.
you don't need anyone to tell you when to be grumpy because you're grumpy all the time.
It is true, you are very grumpy.
Kaja!
And I'm gonna like do like a little twirl and a hair flip and huff out down the stairs to go
Great.
find Bevan.
In the heat of things, Syphr, I would love for you to roll me a nature check or an arcana check. I just need you to tell me which one you rolled.
The same. What am I looking for?
It is about what you just witnessed with Pelle.
Arcana. 19.
What you just witnessed was a natural ability not brought on by the power of the arcane. What it takes from her is not arcane in nature. It is not based on her learned or innate abilities to wield the arcane or the divine. There is something about this that feels almost natural.
I can't help but look at Gabbro when I make that realization. Did you see that? She's gone now, yes? She's walked out.
Yes. Many of you are affected by this disturbance in the balance. It is fine. I do not hold this against you. This is something...
I wish you'd stop saying you. I don't know what you think you know.
I know nothing. I am but a conduit.
All I asked was, did you see that?
Indeed I did.
And what do you know about it?
I know that it is emblematic of the disturbance of the balance, and this disturbance has touched several of you, good people in this group, that have been in this very room, you included. What I'm trying to say is that a couple people here have been disturbed balance-wise, and that's fine, that you are victims in this, and I will avenge you.
I am going to punch Gabbro in the face right now.
No, I don't think that that's necessary. And I also think that
Kaja,
it might
hold me back!
I proceed to... How tall is Syphr, by the way?
5'7", 5'8".
Say not exceedingly tall. Gabbro is very large, and so are you. It's
Wait,
not.
How tall's Gabbro, too? That's the question.
Gabbro's gotta be like pushing 7, like he's...
Yeah,
All right,
Gabbro's
got
a big boy.
So I guess at a side view, you kind of see like a diagonal going on here, where you have the very tall stone man and the very, very angry, it's not even like short, but comparatively short, Yanti. And then you have this like vaguely humanoid looking woman in the middle, just kind of like putting a hand just firmly on chest, being like, no, I don't think that this is necessary. And I also think that it would be increasingly painful and possibly cause bruising on your knuckles. So that
I don't
think
even
that's
care.
necessary. He seems to understand the idea of the gray and everything in between. In balance, I don't understand what the issue is here.
Kaja, I'm also going to give you a nature or arcana roll. I want to see if you can litigate this particular question.
Cool. It's, I don't know, man. It's 14 plus something. 2, 16.
Nature or arcana?
Oh, that was nature. But wait, I can't redact that, can I?
I will. If you could, if I do this a lot, you will learn.
I said
let you
I said I
pick.
rolled a 14, but I forgot that Arcana was an option, which I am way
Yes.
more proficient in.
Okay.
So
what
now
did you
it's
roll in
now
Arcana?
19.
Wonderful. You are on the same page as Syphr as far as like there is a natural element to what Pelle just did, but I will say with your learning and experience, you've seen creatures that this is their natural ability is to change shape and face, either through a natural gift of something like a disguise spell that just comes across as natural, or something a little bit more complex. This is a natural ability not to do necessarily with Pelle's natural appearance. So Gabbro, while his heart is in the right place, and Syphr's dour nature might be at odds here. Pelle is not a victim of the Hollow in this situation.
Gotcha. And I don't even see what the issue is here. She's not been touched by any dead or necromantic or stop being around the bush here. Just anything Hollow related. It's just a transformation project.
I don't care about what anyone thinks of her. Gabbro, you need to work on not making assumptions about things that you don't know.
They are not assumptions. I merely am a conduit of the voice, and the voice says that there were calls to all of you that were interrupted.
Fine. I need to leave. I'm going downstairs.
Yeah, Syphr, I believe this is what Pelle was talking about.
What?
The grumpiness.
Before you
Kaja, this is why I want to punch him in the face! It has nothing to do with what he's...
I am now at the door.
love this.
And just hear this.
I'm actually
Kaja.
I can't give an excuse for that.
Before Syphr makes it out the door, we're going to get down to Bevan. Bevan, what are you up to? The tavern is yours.
Bevan heads down there and just goes straight over to the bar. And just, grabs the bar, keeps attention. What is that?
Hey, what do you want? A Goliath woman with just like stacked muscles for days. She's got long braided hair in the back, and her beautiful gray skin is just covered in beautiful markings, and her arms are just wrapped in all kinds of bird marks and things like that. But she looks happy as a clam, and she's literally wearing like a bra and an apron.
I didn't know we had the same taste in bartenders.
Hey!
Bevan barely notices who's behind the bar, and he's just something to take the edge off and something to keep it company.
Yeah, all right. Here we go. And she reaches down underneath the bar and she produces a regular tankard of sorts, and then next to it a small vial, and she pulls the top off, and in it is a glistening silvery liquid.
He'll just throw a few silver down. Not really, just the whole like, I'm putting this here.
Yeah.
For my tab, keep running on it, and takes what looks like a shot and just pounds it down.
Absolutely. You're a healthy boy. You can take one of those. I won't make you roll for it yet. And the tankard has a nice frothy ale in it to keep it company. By the time your drinks are produced, because it took you a moment to get her attention, Pelle comes down the stairs.
And so yeah, he's got the empty vial there, and he's just sipping out a tankard.
Pelle is excellent at spotting where Bevan is by now, and he's not particularly hiding. In this
Not subtle.
too. not subtle at all. See, I'll slide to a bar stool. So is this like gloomy want to be alone time or gloomy want to see my best friend time?
Just thinking time. Drinking time. You want a drink? We're here. We're on a trip. We're having an adventure. You want a drink?
Yeah. Do you think they have? What do you think they have? I'll wave at the barkeep.
It's Tyrhaven.
What do you
They
want?
have everything.
What's a local specialty that you can only get here?
I could put some gravel in this ale.
Is that what they do here?
We got some people that like that. Changes the flavor, makes it a little more earthy.
Yeah, let's do that. That sounds fun.
All right. She turns around and you literally can hear her dropping actual gravel into the tankard before she puts it on the counter with the ale frothing over the edge.
I love this place.
Yeah, I'm going to be drinking very slowly.
Are they?
It
charging
has
more
a
for
bit
that?
of an interesting metallic taste to it, along with just being like regular ale.
Yeah,
After-
tastes like an adventure.
After a minute or two, he'll yeah, I think he switches to private language. Do you really want to go in?
I mean, I did once already, and it turned out pretty okay.
You got lucky. Most people don't come out. You know that.
I know, but I mean, now we know that 3 people for sure have come out of the hollow.
I don't think you totally realize how lucky you were, though.
And I will change back to looking like me at that. I will drop the glamored version.
You weren't in there very long.
Yeah, but you were in there longer than me, and you're fine. You're more than fine. You're you.
I still don't know how long.
You could maybe find out how long, though. Aren't you curious?
No.
Oh,
I don't. Whatever was before is gone now. It's not important. I like what we have now. I like what is now. That's enough.
it's really easy for you to say that when you came out fine. What if I don't like what I got?
So what do you think is going to happen in there?
I don't know. But what's the alternative? I just go home and help my mom's at the bakery again and do nothing and die young in Lorch? Because let's be real, that's probably where things are headed.
So you're thinking we're just going to go in, you're going to cast off whatever it is that you came out with.
Maybe.
How do you know that's a good thing? How do you know you wouldn't be much worse?
Because the first time I went into the Hollow, I got you. So the Hollow can't be all that bad.
Well, you know I'm not going to let you go in there alone. So he just goes back.
I don't want to make you go if you don't want to go, but I want to go. I'll be okay if you don't come with. Kaja looks real strong. Gabbro looks real strong. Syphr looks real grumpy, but I'm pretty sure they're helpful in some ways too. I'd be okay.
I'm sure they're plenty capable for whatever this world can throw at them. It's not what this world can throw at them that I'm worried about.
What do you think the Hollow's going to throw at them?
I don't want to think about it. I've spent the last 15 years not thinking about it. And that takes effort.
It must be nice to so easily ignore it. And I will turn into him and look beautiful and nice and healthy.
Okay, maybe it's time.
I'll turn back to me. Because, I mean, what are you going to do? Go back to Lorch? Hunt squirrels?
Squirrels are easy.
Yeah, it is.
Around this time, Syphr, if you are still coming downstairs, you would make your way down the stairs, and they're not subtle.
I think we're in a very intense conversation that, once again, you can't understand.
That sounds like squirrel shit right now.
Yeah.
It's a very, very intense.
People are staring.
Honestly, I have no intention of listening in. I come down the stairs, I see the two of you talking. I assume that's exactly what both of you need to be doing, and I won't interrupt. But I do look for a quiet corner, if there is one.
You look around, and most of the action is actually at the bar. It's still not quite evening, and so the place is still functionally dead compared to what you know it can be from the night before, and you can easily find a place to tuck in.
I'll just sit there alone with my thoughts until someone bothers me. But I swear I'm not grumpy.
Back upstairs, Kaja and Gabbro, you have been left alone.
51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60. Okay, we rated about
61, 62.
I mean, we can go another minute.
I'm sorry, what?
I was just going to wait, and for a little bit, it's really hard to approach people who are angry, so just wait a little bit more time in between asking and talking and kind of.
Can I
Yeah.
Can I still go deliver my message? Is that crazy?
I feel like we should go right now. That's actually an excellent idea that does not involve being together for much longer. I can't, and she's going to like mutter, but then also like gesture to the two people left and going downstairs. Currently, she's weighing options about like how to best. I did say that I was going to go to the Hollow, but this seems like a headache, but it's probably for the best. Who else is going to research this? She's on that monologue right now.
Absolutely, and this is the best opportunity you have seen yet.
Let us ask your kings for aid, then.
Please, kings, not queen.
Yes, two kings. Two.
Kings.
Yes.
Okay.
A pair.
This makes sense. This makes sense. And Haver just kind of wanders himself out of the room.
He's getting it. I think.
Yes, he is taking his subsequent death and time travel quite well.
He's not getting it. And Kaja will follow.
He does pull his hood back up. And he's now looking at his naked hand very confusedly, like, what is going on here? As he's walking down the stairs, but you all can clearly see Haver. I'm assuming that Gabbro and Kaja, who are really not subtle, are not far behind.
Kaja, do you need my help in convincing these pair of kings to aid us in our quest? I can be very persuasive at times. I speak for the earth, of course.
I mean, I don't think it's necessary at this moment. It's been a long time since I've been there, but if you just throw in like, oh, it's a dying wish from my parents, then that works. It always works out pretty well.
I do not know who my parents are, so I do not believe that will work for me. However, I could make up a set of parents.
I don't think that's necessary. This is actually refreshing for someone not to know. But yes, my parents died quite famously, if you will. But it seems to be a way to get people to be really sorry for me. And it just sometimes makes things easier. I'm not really much of a schmoozer, if you will. So usually people feeling sorry for me works just as well.
Be secure that your parents have returned to the earth and that someday you will join them.
Just gonna go.
He's gotta go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm good at comforting people.
You're doing so good, Gabbro. We're all so proud of you. And you all make your way down the stairs. Everyone, you see Haver not stopping, just walking straight for the door. He's in his own little world now. He just found out that he's 200 years late.
I tap Pelle.
Yeah.
Looks like the party's moving.
Well, I'm going. And I've never asked you to follow me. So I'm going. It's up to you.
Wave at the bartender to like, do I have enough here to close up?
You're good.
Finish my tankard and follow her out.
Pelle, do you finish your tankard?
No, I do not. I drank like a third of it. And like,
Yeah.
I know
It's an
what my
acquired taste.
constitution is.
Yeah, thank you.
This is something Pelle knows about herself.
Yeah. Oh, Pelle. Yeah, you all make your way out back into the streets. And Haver, at this point, starts to walk what is very obviously for most of you, especially Kaja, who knows the city extremely well, the wrong direction.
Oh, no. It's this way. This way.
Okay. And now he's palmed that medallion again that has the crest of Bolsenia.
Yes, we need that. That is very important. Also, deep breaths, thinking about
And he
things.
takes a deep
soothing.
breath like he's forgotten breathing for a moment.
Yeah, it helps. At least to take your mind off things.
Great.
I actually believe I would have gotten up from the table as soon as I saw Haver leave.
Mhm.
So I'm following relatively closely behind. And whether it spooks him or not, I suppose, is up to you. But at one point, I'm right over his shoulder when he takes it out and he's holding it in his palm. And I say, "May I hold that?"
You gonna give it back? I need it.
Yes.
Roll a persuasion check. Just to...
Eight.
Oof. if you don't mind, you can hold it after we talk to the kings.
Do you mind then just holding it out for me while we walk so that I can keep looking at it?
Sure. And he holds it out, and you can see that it does catch the sunlight. It is a very cared for medallion. Yeah.
When we're done your mission, how much would you like for it?
Well, it's got to go back to the... I don't know. Belongs to the magistrate, so I don't know.
He likely doesn't need it anymore.
The magistrate probably doesn't exist anymore.
You're not wrong. Ooh. All right. Well, I'll think on that. I might just give it to you as a thank you if I don't need it anymore. Oof.
I appreciate that thought.
We
And then
could
I'll
at
step
least
back
let
again.
the poor person finish their mission before asking them for prized possessions.
Kaja, I was being vulnerable!
You all make your way towards the glistening palace, gilded in the light of Tyr, of justice, and it is crowned with spires that have the white flag of Tyr waving off of them. And the guards are at the gates. Nothing particular happening today, just the kings are taking audiences for those who it is appropriate.
Do you want to, or should I?
I think, by the time we approach, we're all kind of following Kaja.
Yeah.
Kaja legit doesn't, or is just walking and then is like, oh, yeah, that's my thing. And then is going to step forward.
Mm-hmm.
Hello?
Hi, ma'am. How can we help you today?
I was hoping that I could get an audience with the kings, one or two, both of them, any of them will do, either or.
What's your business with the kings today?
It is of it is of utmost secrecy.
Haver goes to speak, and immediately there's like 5 hands on him.
It is of utmost secrecy, but I trust that
It's a secrecy.
The name Lukiek would hold that I am very much aware of the nature of these things, and I don't think that this is something that you want to have on your noggin.
Go ahead and roll persuasion with advantage.
Cool.
Dropping that.
We're all close
Dropping
by,
that
right?
name.
We just heard
Yeah.
her drop her last name.
Yes, you did.
Yeah. Behind her, Bevan and Pelle start like smacking each other because I think it
Did you
clicks
do
into
it?
place for both of us.
She's incredibly fucking rich.
Dade, how'd you do?
I got that 20.
We love to see it.
Nailed it.
The guard kind of like whispers to the other guard, and one of them like points back, and they kind of like have this fast conversation. You can go right in, lady. Please, take your business. They are waiting for the next installment of the features, so you can go right in.
Thank you.
A good man.
And they
as
let
soon
you
as-
through the gates into the palace courtyard.
As soon as Kaja's out of sight, she's not gonna turn back to the people behind her, but she's gonna like do like a little like I did it a little dance because she was not sure how that was gonna go at all.
Ahead of you are giant gilded double doors, big enough for an elephant to walk through. They are propped slightly open, with another set of guards that look like they're more presentory than the guards that you actually met at the gate going into the palace grounds. These ones have large plumes on their helms and huge sleeves. They are holding halberds, one on each side, and shields. These are the Kaja, you would know this very well. These are the king's personal guards, and they're the ones that actually guard the entrance when the kings are in residence. But they are not here to monitor the comings and goings of the commoners. They are here specifically as actual guards to protect the kings. And they do not stop you as you enter the palace, which is where we're going to pick up next week.
Woo! We made it.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us for the first session of Those Lost. I have been Kai. Thank you guys so much before we get into what is going to be another long, lovely conversation with some new, interesting figures in the Kingdom of Hull. Yeah. I guess we should go around and just say a lovely good night to everyone. I have been Kai, your Dungeon Bartholomew Master. And I will be seeing you in a week for our lovely kings. We're going to jump it over to Arcady.
Hi, I'm Arcady. I play Pelle, as you've seen. I also play in Last Light on Mondays, where I play a more competent character with some other lovely people from the channel.
Jade.
Hi, y'all. I'm Jade. I do a lot of cosplaying. I do a lot of hosting. I do a lot of producing. I do a lot of D&D. And I do those things on Mondays through Thursdays. But best way to follow all the nerdy shit is to go. I'm so sorry. The nerdy crap is to.
You can say shit, fuck ass. Like, it's fine.
Okay, cool. Where you can find all my nerdy shit at Jade Valkyrie on Twitter because that's where I'm most active. So yeah.
Puck.
Goodbye.
Okay. Actually, no.
Moving on.
Anyways.
I have to say it's a unique pleasure to DM for your one and only Grandmaster of DMing on this channel. Puck, it is an absolute pleasure to have you in this game.
I'm a rascal.
You're a good boy. You're just talking to the earth and vibing.
It's everybody else's fault.
You can find Puck DMing last night on Mondays on this channel.
Over here. You guys know who I am.
Yeah.
Unless they're new.
Where's the
Unless you're new, in which case get to know me. I'm really cool. I'm very strong and like I can lift like 4 dinosaurs. Anyways.
Plastic or biological?
Copies.
Aren't they the same? Just in different
Like
states of being?
size.
Okay.
I'll never tell.
Oh, snap.
You know what? I love this for you, actually. We're going to bounce it over to Saber.
I'm Saber. Go check out my art on Instagram, Saber_Sensei. And if you'd like to see me play the very opposite of a grumpy character, go back and watch some videos of Angelo from seasons 2 and 4 of Mercs of Mischief previously on YouTube. Check him out because he's lots of fun. And I promise I'm not this grumpy in real life.
I have decided to keep calling you grumpy.
I love this.
Oh no, I much prefer Skull Staff.
And our tech wizard, our lovely producer, Jonathan.
I'm Bevan, and there's absolutely... I'm just a normal tiefling guy, and I just want to live my fucking life. So don't worry about it. And
Super normal guy, Bevan.
Yeah, so there's all that. Also, hey, if you're into podcasts, go check out Eberhart PD&D. You know what? You can find a link to that in my link tree, which is in the chat right now there. So be sure to check all that stuff out. And actually, you know what? I'm just going to leave that. See?
All right.
Proud of you. And thank you, everyone, for joining us. Thank you so much for building our tokens and starting us off with our strong chaos meter. We'll be back in a week to see how the Kings of Hull take the news that this lovely, very peculiar group of people has to bring to them on next week in Of Those Lost. Yes?
Before we dip out, I do want to address something that came up amongst the cast here. Can we trade these tokens? Can we like if we wanted to
I'm gonna say
funnel them towards one
yes,
person for
because I want you guys to love each other. So yes.
All right, fantastic. It's on record.
Chaos.
I get my chaos whether you guys trade tokens or not. So
All
live your lives.
I want some flashbacks.
right, cool.
I
just-
can't
I do
wait.
too.
Yeah, I just wanted
I'm
to get
selfish
that
like
on
that.
record that we're allowed to do that, so that when we make it break a game, like we can have a timestamp to reference.
You said we could.
That's
This is not our
I
fault.
did.
We've done nothing wrong in our entire lives.
Well,
Perfect.
thank you all. This has been a complete joy. I can't wait for more. And I have been Kai, your dungeon master. You can find me doing all kinds of stuff like this, usually as a player, but this is my actual natural habitat, is making chaos with lovely people and building really insane worlds. Check it out. I actually have a picture of Haver that I will be posting on my social media shortly after this session, and we can go from there, and I'll see you all next week.
It's D&D. It's D&D. It's D&D. It's D&D.